Alright guys, today we're having a look at the TRON Lightcycle Run Diecast color changing light cycle. So this is one of the exclusives that they have at the TRON Lightcycle Run store up in Disney World Magic Kingdom in Florida. I mean, maybe it's other places as well, but this one was purchased at Magic Kingdom in Florida. It was I had a hell of a time finding this one. I can't exactly get a hold of the other ones right now because I'm not in the position to, go down to Disney World just to get some die-cast toys for the channel. But I got this one, so we'll go ahead and have a look at it. First off, I'll just give you a look at the Sculpt. It's pretty much the same light cycle that you see in Tron Legacy. Obviously, it's trying to replicate that one, and it does a pretty good job. We'll do a comparison with some of the other Tron Legacy light cycles that they've done, but this one, I would say, is probably one of the better ones. I've got a couple issues with it, which we'll go over later. But for right now, we'll just look at the beautiful gloss black paint. Tron Legacy just has such an awesome visual style. Can't get enough of it. I couldn't tell you how over the moon I was to hear that they were doing more Tron Legacy toys. It's been, what, 10 years since the last Tron Legacy toy line? They really went all in with all the merch that they made for Lightcycle Run. So first off, you have your little power button here. This has 3 button cell batteries. I can't remember exactly which ones. It says in the manual that comes in the box. We'll go over that later in a second. But first off, you just flip this switch right there, and that's in on mode. And then there's this little button right there. And you click that button, and it always defaults to blue, first off. So blue, I would say this color is definitely like a deeper blue. It's definitely not Sam Flynn's blue. It's more along the line. I mean, even the other programs that you see in the light cycle battle in Tron Legacy don't have a blue that's this dark. This is, I think, darker than any blue you see in the movie. So I think it's clearly not meant to be Sam Flynn's. So we could just say it's nondescript program blue. But if you hit the button again, and obviously the color just stays the same until you flip the off switch or hit the button again. So upon the second hit, it turns to a greenish yellow. It comes off more yellow on the camera, but I can tell you in person it definitely has a lot of green in it. It's not completely green. It's definitely like a yellow green. I'll give you a look at the whole thing there. There's a little, it's like the light doesn't want to come through right here, and you can see that's not damage, that's just how it's painted. There's definitely a lot of sloppy areas on this thing where it doesn't block the light out too well. And there's also a side that looks better. This side you can see is a little sloppier right there with the paint. And this side is a lot sharper on that angle, especially with the front too. This side is cleaner than this side, but this side actually lets the light through and this one doesn't. Kind of fights it a little bit. There's the underside. The light is surprisingly well diffused. It doesn't really want to come back here too much. There's barely any coming through, but I can get the light to come through there. So there's your green. Onto red. This is there aren't any in the movie that are red. There's the sentries that are pretty dark orange. They have like a red orange, but this is definitely just plain red. So I don't think this toy is really meant to mimic any of the cycles in the movie. It's really just, various colors that they haven't done before, I suppose. But there's a look at your red from every angle. Yeah, like I was saying, it doesn't want to come up through here. At certain angles it does, but not from the side. You can see it's mostly just gray. Something I've also noticed is there is a little clip that attaches this disc piece to the driver, and you can just kind of pull it up, and you can see the rest of the driver's body. You can see the paint is a little flaky there, so we'll just leave that. We'll leave that covered up. Yeah, you can see they didn't do too great a job on mine. That was another thing. When I got this, the batteries were just completely dead. And they were the batteries that it came with because this thing was sealed when I got it. And I flip the on switch and turn it on, and I'd maybe get like a second of really dim blue, and then it would just turn off. So I had to buy new batteries on Amazon and change them out right out of the box. So I guess, I don't know if mine's a lemon, but expect that if you decide to pick this thing up. Expect to have to buy new batteries. It only cost me like $6, but you know, you gotta wait for them to come in. So I had to wait on doing this video. But let's hit the button one more time. And here we have more of like an amber. This is definitely reminiscent of Clue's color. Clue's sort of like yellow-orange from Tron Legacy. It's definitely the weakest of the colors, has the least presence. And it's coming off more orange on the video than it does in real life. I can definitely say has a lot of yellow in it. If we look up here, you can see it's lighter yellow up there than on most of it. But that is mostly it for your colors. So I'll go ahead and switch it off. Just goes back to blue after that, and you can cycle through all of them as fast as you want. They don't shut off until you turn the toy off. So we'll flip that little switch and then have a look at the box. It's called Lightcycle Color Changing Diecast Vehicle. And all the other ones, I believe, change colors as well, but I can't get a hold of them. This is the only one I have right now. 20 bucks retail. It's kind of a lot to ask for this. I would probably price this more around $15, but it is a theme park item. They want to wring all the money they can out of you, so 20 bucks it is. But if you want to pause on that little description there, the box, I've noticed, doesn't do too great a job of telling you what the vehicle does. It does say it color changes, but it doesn't tell you how many, and it doesn't tell you really that much about the actual toy. So I think that could probably be improved on. But on the inside, they give you a manual, which I'm going to pull out real quick, give you a look at. There you go. This is, if you want to pause on this and just give it a read, try to get my thumb out of the way. This is politely tells you what kind of batteries you need. Didn't expect to actually need to know that, but I did. There's your look at the manual. And that's really it for this. So we'll probably, yeah, I got some light cycles here I can compare it to. So here's the standard Tron Legacy diecast line from 2010 to coincide with the movie. I don't have a blue one. They only released a blue one in like this plasticky type of light cycle that came with a recognizer carry case, I believe. I don't have that one yet, so this is Sam Flynn's. It's much more of like a whitish. I mean, it has a little bit of blue in it in the movie, but it's very white compared to all the other colors. And you can see that compared, I mean, it is paint, of course, so it's different. But compared to that, it's definitely a much deeper blue. These wheels do roll, though. But I assume that's a benefit of not having any electronics in this one. But there's your size comparison. And then I also, just as a little bonus, have the Hallmark Sam Flynn light cycle. One of my favorite Hallmark ornaments ever. It's got the proper whitish, well, I guess bluish white color. I would say it's about, 90% white and 10% blue in the film. Same sort of button system, but his is hidden pretty well in the identity disc. You just click that. And the much more accurate, still not perfect, but much more accurate Sam Flynn blue. See, I don't know if they're actually going for Sam Flynn, so when I say accuracy, I mean that this does a good job being Sam Flynn's bike. And it has the Combatant 3 logo on his, but there's your size comparison with the Hallmark. So I would say it's definitely not a replacement for the Hallmark. It's just sort of an addition if you want a light cycle that changes a bunch of different colors. But I'd say this one resembles Sam Flynn. So if you're looking for a Sam Flynn light cycle, I'd probably pick this one up. I do really like that Hallmark one. But this is a nice little toy if you like Tron Legacy and you want a light cycle that changes a bunch of different colors. But that's really it for that. Just wanted to give you a good look at the first new Tron diecast to be made in 10 years. It's pretty cool. But, obviously I hope they make these available for purchase on Shop Disney, so I can actually get the rest of them. I don't have to hire out mercenaries to go to the to go to the theme parks and pick them up for me. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching.